Late last night in a dimly lit storage center conveniently located across from an airport and within delivery range of a Popeye's chicken establishment, a meeting was held. This meeting was attended by scholars, businessmen, and trusted and esteemed thespians. Discussed were topics of state, philosophy, entertainment, and obviously the Hurricane League Fantasy Football League. As such, it is my great honor to present this board's findings in this Week 9 edition of Stank's Ranks. And welcome back for this Week 9 version of Stank's Ranks. I want to give special thanks again to the board for finding it in their heart to settle these things for us. It takes an objective person or group of people in this case that don't have a dog in the race to give us a reliable set of rankings. And with that, we'll jump right in to number 8, who is our team with the current longest losing streak, Morgan. Morgan has gone from I think he was 5th or 6th in the rankings a couple weeks ago and has continually plummeted down. This is his second week in a row at number 8. He's lost 3 in a row at this point, including this most recent game to Justin, in which they had quite a bit of shit talking going behind it. But you know what? Morgan did a solid for this league today, and this show is pulling for you, Morgan. We are pulling for you to not be number 8 come the end of the year. Moving right along to number 7, we find Blake. Now, Blake is a loser of 2 games in a row. Full disclosure, the board had 2 sets of rankings depending on whether these trades went through or not. Blake would have been maybe, 1 or 2 higher. But as of now, he's sitting at number 7, loser of 2 in a row. His wide receiver situation, as of the time of this recording, is absolutely abysmal. I just saw that Diggs got put on IR with a blown ACL or some shit. But he does have potentially some hope on the horizon, as he has traded away his 5th round pick next year, as well as Chris Olave, to get Garrett Wilson and a 10th round pick in return. He's hoping that'll change his future as far as the wide receiver position and maybe get him up out of the bottom of these rankings some. At number 6, we have Justin. There's not a whole lot to say here, I don't feel like. He's chugging along. He's maintaining the position of being one of the 2 best shitty teams in the league right now. But what he lacks in the ability to score points, he does not lack in confidence. That I will give him. Still eager to see if there's going to be any other bets taken up from Justin, because he's been wheeling and dealing here. Again, strange amount of confidence in a 3-win team, or whatever it is. I think he has 3 wins. At number 5, we have the person that's gone upwards in the ranks arguably the most over the last 2 weeks, which is Dusty. Now, he was 1-5 not that long ago, and then he has now won back-to-back games versus both Brian and Stank. He's elevated his team from the worst of the worst to the best of the worst. Good job, Dusty. We all believed in you. Be interesting to see now, Brian, you projected that if Dusty were in the shit bowl, he would indeed lose and be the target at this celebration at the end of the year. It now looks like it's possible Dusty could avoid that altogether, so I'd be eager to get your updated thoughts on who may be the overall loser. Coming in at number 4, Mitchell again. Mitchell's 4-4. Had some struggles. And again, as we stated last week, the top 4 and the bottom 4, there is a bit of separation between. Win-loss, it's getting closer, actually, but there is still, as far as how the teams are constructed, some separation there. Mitchell lost what he projected to be a game of the week candidate, but lost an exciting game versus Jordan this week. So congratulations, Jordan. But he still has a strong team, assuming I was wrong about Henry and he continues to get stronger after the age of 30 at the running back position. Assuming that happens, then yeah, I think Mitchell's going to be just fine. At 3, we have Brian. Now, this is going to be where the biggest shakeup has happened. Yes, Brian is still leading his division, and yes, that does count for something, but we're pretty much set on these top 4 teams going to the playoffs. So I don't know where we were before that phone call came in, but yeah, Brian is still leading his division. He is still leading overall in points, but as I've been saying, fucking Jordan keeps winning. And like I said, this top 4 here, they're all going to the playoffs. So we've started to look at just the overall teams there, especially in the top 4, regardless of division leaders, whatever. But yeah, Brian, still very strong team, still in a weak division, so there's, he's got a 2-game lead over his next nearest contender there, and they all suck as far as points. So Brian's pretty safely etched in that number 1 spot division-wise. And to be fair, with the blockbuster trade that went through today, filling his biggest soft spot on his team, he could make his way back up to number 1 overall. See, that's the benefit of making trades. You make mutually beneficial trades, and everybody gets better, This league has been so ass backwards, and I just don't understand it. Coming in at number 2, tied for the longest win streak right now in the league, is Jordan. 2-game win streak, coming in at 6-2. He's had a lot of shit lobbed his way all year, especially from Mitchell. He has kind of grinned and bared it and came out yesterday, Sunday rather, came out swinging, put up an impressive game, hit that mythical 140 point mark that Mitchell keeps harping on, and in turn disposed of Mitchell for the week. So Jordan, good job. Still, you and Blake, I believe, are the only 2 in the league that haven't had 1,000 points scored against you for the year. So I do want to keep it in context some. Although, again, you and Blake have both had less than 1,000 points scored. You have clearly taken advantage of that. Blake has not as much. Not trying to rip on Blake here. Just pointing that out. So that's why I keep saying, by hook or crook, he's winning. He's at number 2 in Stank's ranks this week. And number 1, at least for one last week, is your boy Stank. Had a loss last week to Dusty, but fucker had 80 points between Hertz and CD. So he ended up with, 170-something points. What you going to do about that? This week might be a little bit spotty for me as far as being able to fill up a roster. So I'm almost going ahead and penciling in. I might be 6-3 going into week 10, but in that week I will have almost a revamped roster where at starting running back I'll have McCaffrey and Kenneth Walker III. Wide receiver I'll have Nico Collins back finally, and then Drake London, and on my flex I can pick and choose between T. Higgins, between Chase Brown, Devin Achane, Chris Olave, who, by the way, I'm getting in a trade. Thought that was a great deal. Great deal for both of us, but I like it a lot. So, yeah, number 1 right now is Stank, 6-2, tied for league lead and record. I think third in the league in points right now. Me, Mitchell, and Brian are all within like 10 points of each other. Brian in the lead, Mitchell, and then I'm third or 3 points below Mitchell, I believe. So yeah, the top four, like I said, is close. Bottom four, getting to be a little bit of separation maybe. And I know we've mentioned it a couple of times, but man, I'm so glad to see that trades are happening, you know, and I'm really excited to see that we're including future draft capital now. I think that's a very just interesting part of this league that has not been there before. But yeah, I want to thank you all for taking the time to tune in. I want to thank at least, so whether it's 5 of you for not vetoing the trade between me and Brian. There are 4 of you that were being pedantic seeming little bitches today and vetoed me and Blake's trade. Well, I take that back. Justin was outright and just said that he was doing it to be a dick, so maybe that wasn't pedantry so much, but I think the other ones were. So let's see if we can, you know, ease off that. If y'all are gel, why don't you submit some trade offers, you know? Don't be a jelly little pedantic bitch, you know? That's all we're asking. But, once again, thank you for tuning in. Curious to see how the audio is going to be on this one. It feels good, but I never know until I upload it anymore. Assuming I do have the audio fixed, I'd be, you know, it'd be lovely to have some more guests come over again. I think there's several in the area. Jordan still hasn't made it for a filming. I mean, you know, Brian comes out and you and Blake do whatever y'all do and you're matching attires again. Feel free to come out here afterwards, assuming I'm off, and get another episode in. Dusty, I don't know what the fuck it is that you do. Going to Super Bowls and shit, but again, we could always have we could have half the league in here, you know. Me, Dusty, Jordan, Justin. I mean, everybody there is within a 5-mile radius. Let's do it at some point. You get a 5th person here, we can have a fucking quorum, you know, make some rules and piss some people off. Anyway, everybody get in your waivers. Still got a half chop going on from these trades going through today, and I'm going to go enjoy that here in a moment. But thank you again for watching. Take care. Suck my dick.